I'm white. I'm a Caucasian because everything about me is different from an African American. I have naturally straight hair. My hair isn't nappy. It doesn't require weave. My nose is not giant as like African Americans. My lips are perfect. They're not too big and they're not too small. Like, they're just perfect. My ears, I don't have black people ears because they're really giant. Most African Americans speak ghetto. But when it comes to black people, I think they're all ugly and I have nothing in common with them. I'm different from African Americans because I'm white. My figure is just like Kim Kardashian, and she's a wonderful role model. I act and I think like a white person instead of a black person. I believe that I'm completely and utterly better than them. Like, we're on two different levels. Like, okay, African Americans are here. I'm here. White people act and think just way more mature than African Americans. Black people, they think in a criminal way. They're really dangerous. If African American is on the same street as I am, I'll cross the street to avoid their chaotic, thuggish ways. I know that I'm white. I can feel it through my veins. I feel it through my blood. I tell my mom, I'll never be like any of those Negroes.
Now, before y'all go crazy, most of the time, I've seen this trend, squirrel. I've seen this trend going on TikTok recently and now on Instagram. And most of the time it's played as a joke. I honestly believe this young lady is still playing it as a joke. It's one of those things that because people can now just want to identify as anything, then, you know, since black people go through so much stress and oppression, why can't black people just identify as white? It kind of is a jab at the LGBTQ community, but done as a joke because, you know, as well as I do, you cannot change your race. You can't change what you were born as. I was born a black man. I'm going to die this existence as a black man. So, you know, it's a joke to me. But what's sad about some of these jokes is that it can later on become reality, where people actually start to say, I want to change my race because my behavior, my outlook on life is not the same as the overwhelming majority of people of a race. This is the slippery slope that we are looking at when we start to allow people to identify as something that they are not genetically predisposed to. Now, if you say I identify as a person who thinks like a male, act like a male, attracted to women, but you're female genetically, you can say I like those are the things I like. Those are the things that are of my personality. That's fine. But when it comes to you dealing with society, you're still female, you're still male, no matter how you slice it. You can still have you can identify as a woman all day, but you can never have a baby. I mean, you can't. If you were born a male, you're never going to be able to have a baby. You do not have ovaries. You do not have a womb. You're not naturally born with them. Do I think we'll get to a point where they can transplant a womb inside of someone? Probably. Transplant ovaries inside of someone? Probably. Scientific advancements over the next 50 to 100 years may very well be able to do that. But that doesn't make you genetically born male or female. You are born whatever you are born. Just like if you're born with less melanin and you're born with heavy melanin, that's what you are. Now, race is a made-up thing by man in the first place, but it is our culture today. It would be great if we did not have that. But when have man not identified himself with either his tribe, his nation, or his race? We are always trying to identify ourselves differently in different ways so that we can separate ourselves. The truth of the matter is, when it comes to race, we should strip it away, get rid of it, because there's no such thing, and we are just creating separation. If somebody want to dress a certain way, if someone want to act a certain way, if someone want to make love to certain people and all that sort of thing, that's their own business. I really don't give a shit. Just stop trying to force me to have to accept that in general. I'll accept you as an individual, but don't force me to say that, well, since you identify as female, you should be able to go into the women's bathroom. Now, let's just make do a bathroom for everybody. Do one of those, Here's the female. Here's the male. His male only, female only, and his if you identify somebody else only. Same thing in sports. Same thing in everything else. When it comes to the general population, then male, female, and create a situation for others. But as far as forcing other people to have to accept it, that's different. If I choose to call you him, her, whatever, them, they, then I'll do it based on my respect of you, not based on you forcing me to do it, because that's a big difference. But y'all have a great day, and remember always, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.